I have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Four, three, two, one, go.
Hey everyone, it's a Tuesday night and I am here again with a new author, with a new book. And this one, I know it's going to hit a little home because it's poetry. And poetry is something to make you feel good, it's something to help you get those emotions out. Like poetry you can kind of call the purge. And the reason why I say that is because you get all these thoughts out on the paper and then you feel better sometimes, depending on how you're doing it. But I have a new author, okay, you guys? It's wonderful. And I love when authors reach out to me after I put the call out, and she was one of those ones that reach out to me. So tonight, we're going to talk about a book entitled Can't Handle Failure, and we are going to be talking to author poet Stevens. Okay, so we're going to bring this lady up, and we're going to welcome her to SC Book Gals and Friends. Come on up, girlie. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
I am great. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. And we are so honored to have you here tonight with this beautiful book that is on that side. Y'all, I got it right for the first time. Can you believe it? So we're going to jump right into this. But before we go any further, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a mother. I'm a CNA. I'm going to school to be an LPN. I'm a poetry writer. I've just finished my first short story book, and that should be coming soon. I do everything because the sky's the limit, and can't nobody tell me I can't do it.
You need to pin that. The sky is the limit, and nobody can tell me I can't do it. First of all, my hat goes off to you being a mother and you in school with that N word that's called nursing. My hat is off to you, sweetheart. And you writing books. How old is your little person?
My youngest is one going on two. My oldest is 22. Ooh, again, I believed I could do anything, and I believe I want the big family. So I have a big family. I have seven beautiful children.
7. So what are ages?
Yes.
So we got a 22, a 1.
We have a 21. I have a 19 going on 20. I have a 18, 14, then the baby. And then I have my adopted child, which is mine, so you can't tell me she ain't mine.
Okay. So now, I'm sorry. You can tell me I'm not going to answer that question, but you look so young. You have this baby face, beautiful smile with the cheeks. Can I ask how old you are?
Believe it or not, I feel like I'm 39 going on 80.
What? You you feel like you're going on 80?
Because the knowledge I acquired in the years, I feel like I acquired it a little late, but then most of it that I knew, I just wanted to ignore it. And that old lady in me went to talking, and when things didn't go right, you know how the old people say you got to go to that prayer closet. So I had to go to that closet. I'm an old lady in a
Okay.
young closet.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. That closet. And you guys, it's not always a closet, but we call it our prayer closet. My closet across my bed and in my bathroom. Where's yours?
Mine is my vehicle. It's the only place that I find peace because it takes me an hour and 15 minutes to drive to work, and it takes me an hour and 20 minutes to drive back. And in that time, I can find all the peace I need. We can have all the conversations, no interruptions, no phone calls, just me and my closet.
Yo, that is what's up. Yes, mama. Your traffic sound like my traffic down here in Charleston. So tell us a little bit more about yourself. So you guys, well, we're having a little technical difficulties, but you know with me, we're gonna make it do what it do. Her book, Can't Handle Failure, is a novel that is mainly okay, she's coming back.
Here we go.
There we go. You back.
Ah,
Girl, we
yes.
just make it do what it do. We don't stop. We keep on going. We wait for you to come back. Okay. All right. Here's a little suggestion. Place your phone on airplane mode so no calls can come in and you won't get disconnected.
Oh, yeah. But you can't tell these people graduation age.
You know, these fancy phones that we have going on. I literally, just my little friend is next to me all the time. But let me tell you guys a little bit about her book while she sets that up, okay? This book of hers is about poetry, about what she's been through in life and how she finds a way of dealing with it. It talks about being abused, emotionally drained, and just trying to survive the everyday today. A lot of us, I feel, that can take something away from
That
one of
did
the
it.
points in this book. You back at it?
That did it.
There you go. So her poetry is a book that is almost for everyone, okay, you guys? But we're going to let her talk a little bit about it. Can't handle failure. Where did you get your title?
My mom has a lot of health problems. And the last time she was in the hospital, they told her she had CHF. And her chances of living were little to none, the same old, same old. Well, one thing my mom said that she instilled in our minds is failure is not an option. Either you gonna do it or you gonna do it right. So I named the book after her. Can't handle failure because you're not gonna go away from me like that. It's not happening.
So I can tell you take life by the reins and you kind of stir it and with God's guidance, you put it where it's supposed to be. I can see this.
Oh yeah.
So was there any part of your book that was hard to write? Was there one poem that you just said, I gotta put this down because this brought up all these emotions in me? Were there any poems that were like that?
I would have to say all of them were like that. Only because I write how it comes to me. So if I'm driving and it comes, I gotta pull over. We got to write this down because if I don't, I won't remember it, and there's a message in it. So I have to pull over. We got to stop. So there's notebooks everywhere. There's one in my car, my husband's car, the kid's car. I have a notebook somewhere.
Okay, a lot of people I know they say they keep a lot of notebooks written everywhere. Are you a type of person that you will grab all the notebooks and pick certain poems, or you just say, I'm gonna grab this notebook and I'm gonna take the poems that I feel are relevant to my book and place them inside my book.
I take the poem, I take the notebook. This is how we feel. We gonna write it. And if we write all night, we write all night. There are days I can know for a fact I stayed up and wrote. I have poems I haven't published yet, but my husband keeps them because he was like, you never know.
That is true. That is true. So what what started you writing?
Honestly, I was that weird kid. I've been writing since I was 13, and I'm kind of people like I'm very when I'm around people I know I'm very open and I'm bubbly. But when I'm around strangers, I am shy. I am really, really, really shy. So I was that weird kid. Instead of making friends, I'm gonna just write how I feel. And I'm gonna leave it there and hope nobody reads it. So the whole time my sister and brothers are making friends, I'm writing. Then came a
Oh,
problem once, you become a teenager and you think you know everything, and mom tried to shelter me from it. She was like, I don't really want you to go outside because you're not ready. The boys are looking at you in the wrong way. You don't know what it is. And I'm like, oh, she just being her. Now I'm mad. So now I'm going to write and let you see what I wrote. Why? Because we don't cuss. Never cuss your parents. But they always
that
say, tell them how you feel. So I'm going to write this poem. And I'm going to leave it on the kitchen table because when you come in after you get off work, all permission forms and everything you want read is on the kitchen table. I'm going to leave it right here because you made me mad. And she'll write a
oh,
response and say, oh,
oh,
you
you bold, bold. How much trouble did you get in from speaking your mind
a
on
lot.
paper?
A lot. A whole lot.
Wow. See, I was the type of child to go in the room and be, talking trash. But you, bold, you write it on a piece of paper and leave it on the kitchen table.
Yeah.
Girl. Whew. So, how was do you use your writing? Well, I understand now that you use it as a form of communication. Do your kids use it as a form of communication with you, like you did with your mom?
Now, my kids, we have a very open line. Treat me with respect when we speak to me. Don't curse at me if you want to talk to me. And we could talk about anything because I don't want, like, I love my mom for everything she did, but I kind of felt like she was trying to coat the world from us to where we didn't really have real life experience. I want to be the parent to where if my baby say, Mama, look here, I think I'm ready for sex. And I think we need to have some birth control talk. I think we need to talk about why do you feel like you're ready? Is it you or are you being pressured? Like, I want to keep those lines open because I don't ever want my kids to feel like they're afraid to speak and tell me anything because I don't want to find out through the streets because then I'm going to be mad because then I feel like you skipped the main player in this game. Regardless of what, at the end of the day, I always have your back. Just be honest with me because I can't have your back if I don't know what I'm defending.
Yo, I say that to my son all the time. Like, don't let me go into something blindsided. I want to be
Yes,
able to defend you. So you got to give me the ammunition that I need.
yes,
And I want to say that I really do agree with you with having that open door and being able to talk. I just feel that our parents and our grandparents lived that life of shh,
yes.
don't ask me. You know what I'm saying? And then when we started to go out there, they got mad. We was like, well, who we were supposed to ask you? You weren't letting us ask you questions, you know?
Those were the secret taboos we don't talk about.
Right. And so that is awesome. I love the fact that you do that. I would try to do that with my 10-year-old, but yeah, that's a whole different story. That little
Yeah,
girl,
because if I tried to with my 1-year-old right now, we'll be eating chicken nuggets and Rice Krispie cakes all day.
man. Hold up. Gracie's Corner or what other lady name was you guys? Miss Rachel. Which one we talking?
Gracie's Corner.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Because I never understood Miss Rachel. She kind of scared me a little bit. But anyways, So, how did you publish your book? Were you independent or did you use a publishing house? And why did you make that decision?
So this is why a lot of people say read before you sign. I
Oh.
went with, I'm not going to name the company, but I went with a publishing house and didn't read. I was just so excited they were going to publish my book. My first book was a flop, but in the contract it states I have to give them another book within 5 years or they could sue me. So I gave,
Wow.
yes,
So
it's
is
so, yeah.
so let me ask you a question. Are you how are your feelings going forward? Are you wanting to stay with the publishing house or are you wanting to go independent?
I would like to go independent because there's a lot of poems that I wrote that I submitted to them that they didn't think would hit the target community, and I felt like they were trying to edit the book to where it wasn't really me.
And you know what? I hear a lot of people say they love going independent. They just don't like all the work that goes behind independent. And I think what you have been through is one of those scenarios that happen when you go with the publishing house.
Yeah.
So are you so your short story, is that going to be under your independent or is that publishing?
I'm going to go independent with this one only because it would be best for three reasons. The first reason would be if I edit the book, nobody's going to change it. It's not going to be, hey, you know, you're too urban in this part of the book. We need to change this or change this. It's, this is what we're living. This is how we talk. This is how you can relate to people.
I like the fact that you said this is how we living, this is how we talk. As a reader, I love when, like, for instance, this is the book that I'm currently reading, you guys. You might not be able to see it. It doesn't like, yeah, there's a little bit of it. It's called Reverse by Ryan Jenkins. And I love the fact that in the book, it has that slang. It has that that dialogue that represents or is about the character. And that makes the book real. So how are you too urban in an urban book?
A couple of my poems were too urban, and when they categorized me, it was urban mythology. Well, it was urban poetry, and then it went from urban to urban African American. It just couldn't be a book of poetry. It had to have several different labels. When I go to a
Okay.
library, I don't go and say I'm looking for the urban section. I'm just looking for one section.
Mm. You guys, African American is not a genre. Please understand that. African American is not a genre. It's barely a race, but it is not a genre. So please don't go in your public library asking, can I have the African American books? Because there's no such thing as an African American book. Okay? Remember that. Just like you have with Caucasian authors, there are mystery, romance, such and such. They're the same thing. Just tell them you want an African American author, not an African American book. Don't do that because what that does is that puts you in that box, and nobody won't. If they don't want to go in that box, they're never going to recognize you. So I applaud you for doing that. So since we're talking about this, your cover very distinctive. How did you come up with that cover man?
Actually, it was my husband's idea.
Oh, good job, hubby. Good job. So, how did you guys come up? Well, how did he come up with it?
Because as he say, anytime that I'm finished writing for the night, I just leave my pen in the middle of the pad, just like that. Just leave it there. So we was like, you know what, that would be a nice cover.
Very to the point and actually representing you through the book. I love it. So, Poet Stevens, how did you get that name? Just because of poetry in your last name?
Yes, ma'am.
Understandable, understandable. So, what does literary success look like for you?
For me, literary success would be, like I said, I have a short story coming up, and it touched on a lot of things we grew up unable to talk about because it was taboo. Like the uncle that you're not supposed to dress around, stuff like that. This book touches on it. And if my book can reach one girl to the point she say, I know I'm not in this by myself. Somebody's been through what I'm going through. That's my success right there. If somebody can read my book and go, you know what, this girl right. Yeah, I made an F this time, but we're gonna try it again. Because I know
Okay, okay.
school won't be easy for me. I've been a CNA for a very, very long time. So it's a new come up for me. But I
Mm-hmm.
can't let one bad grade go. I don't think this for me no more. It's not gonna happen. I'm not.
Right. So you're wanting to reach those with this book. Who who would benefit best from your writings?
Anybody that's willing to listen, anybody that's willing to understand, and anybody that can read in between lines.
Oh, okay. I love that. Reading in between the lines. So you're wanting them to come up with an interpretation for themselves.
Yes, because what I'm thinking, you might read it and be like, well, that ain't what that is.
Understandable. Now it's nice to have a book where you can interpret yourself and place yourself inside the book. So I love that. So before we went online, I wasn't able to tell you this, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you now. The last 5 minutes of SC Book Out and Friend podcast, we have our fun questions. Okay, so the fun questions are questions that involve music and media because I love music and I love media.
Okay.
So I have now had a staple question that I ask every author. But before I ask you that question, I'm going to ask you this. You have an opportunity to have your poetry done at a spoken word conference at Essence. Let's put it like this. Let's do it big. Who would you want to read your poetry? And why did you choose that person?
Jill Scott.
Oh, see, you went straight there. So why Jill Scott?
Because when Jill Scott first came out, a lot of people really wasn't rocking on the neo soul. Everybody was so into hip hop, and everybody wanted to be a hot girl, and we wanted to be thugs and everything else. But she had a vibe of her own. It wasn't, hey, I want to be a copy paste person. It wasn't like I see Erica Badu doing number try. No, she was like, this is my soul. This is my lane. I'm gonna create my own path.
You're
So
right. That's exactly what she did. And she didn't let anybody kind of dictate her, and she grew along with the process. So I see it. I feel that one. I feel that one. Here's a staple question. Lifetime is on the line and they love your book. They want to make your book into a film. Who would be your leading lady and who would be your leading man? And why did you choose them?
my leading lady would have to be Whoopi Goldberg, and the reason I
Okay.
is because we were brainwashed to believe. Whoopi was an ugly woman. I was brainwashed to believe that I was very ugly, that nobody never wanted me. I was undesirable. I was damaged goods. And it took somebody 13 years to finally crack me down to where I became the diamond I am today. So I have to go with Whoopi. Why? Because everybody took past the other dog. Oh, she ugly, she did this and did this. But at the end of the day, she's still smiling. She is beautiful as she ever was. My leading
Mhm.
man would have to be Samuel L. Jackson because the man, the way he say MF and the way every time I messed up and my granddaddy had to look at me and go, God darn it, if that man could cuss, I swear it would be Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay, I see it. I see it. All right, Live Channel's back on the line again, but this time they want to do a biopic of you. Who would you give the honor of playing you and why?
I would play me.
Oh,
There,
okay, Deep.
there are emotions that certain people can't tap into if they've never been through it.
Mm, only you could play yourself the best. So I totally understand that. So before we leave tonight, give us the rundown. Tell us where we can get your book. If you could tell us when your next book is going to be coming out. And if you have any social media handles, tell us about it.
My book is on Amazon. I just discovered recently that they finally put it in Books a Million, so I'm excited about that. Um, my social media platforms are Poet Brooks on Instagram, Poet Brooks also on TikTok. I'm I'm gonna say I'm viral ish, probably every other day. It's more of a comedy short than anything because when we go to work with the girlies I work with, we don't go to work. We go to work to laugh. It is 12 hours of a straight comedy show.
Yo, and listen, I work at a public library, and there are days like this, totally like that. You like, I actually did come in to work, but I'm gonna laugh my butt off till it's time to get off
Oh
because I
yeah,
need some entertainment. So I totally understand.
that and I always feel like you never know what somebody going through. So if you can make them laugh, you complete their whole day. And my residents think I'm a clown, so every time I make a joke, they always laughing at me anyway. So yes, social media ish. I'm trying to do better. I'm really, really trying to do better.
Hey, just be consistent, like I had to tell myself. Okay.
Yes,
So,
I'm learning about that.
well,
My new book,
yeah, your new book, yeah.
the title of it is Secrets. I'm trying to have it out around December, January. And this book is a roller coaster. You're going to laugh, you're going to get angry, you're going to see everything from Miss Angel's eyes, and you're going to be like, I went through that. I went through that. I went through that. And you're going to learn. You can overcome it, you can heal from it, and become a better person.
Now that's my type of book, so you know I will be looking forward to that. I love those books that take me on the roller coaster. So keep me in contact because I
Yes, ma'am.
surely want to read it.
Yes, ma'am.
Well,
Well,
Miss Man, Poet Stevens, thank you for being with us tonight. I'm gonna
thank
let
you for having
you
me.
say one more thing to your new readers, old readers, and soon to be readers once they see this podcast. What would you like to say to them?
Keep an open heart, open mind, and open ears, because everything you see not might not add up to everything you hear. And sometimes your best thing is to just listen and don't respond. That hurt them worse.
Ooh, I like that. Listen and don't respond sometimes. I don't
Because
know
sometimes
why.
people want a reaction, and if they don't get it, that makes them mad and they walk off. I'm slowly learning that.
That is true. But then for me, there's some reason why I feel like I gotta have the last word. And maybe that's why my child does that. Yeah, that makes sense. Sometimes I do feel like I got to get that last word, but you know what? Confirmation. Stop talking so much and just walk away. All right, here you go. I'm gonna start paying attention. Stop paying attention. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. It has been a pleasure. You guys go grab Can't Handle Failure by Poet Stevens. We got it on Amazon. They got it on Barnes and Noble. Go ahead and get your copy. Read this one so you can be ready when a new one comes out. Secrets in December, okay? Thank you again for being with us tonight. You
Thank you.
guys, I'll be back on Thursday, and Thursday I have a double feature. I got two authors, not one, but I got two. But I'll see you next week, Thursday. Remember, I mean, this Thursday, my fault. Remember, there's no such thing as an old book because not everybody is there at every book. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.